Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week wisdom and legacy building podcast. Today is day 646 of our trek, and it is Wisdom Wednesday. Every Wednesday along Life's Trail, we will dig for the nuggets of wisdom that are found in the book of Proverbs. Today, we'll explore Proverbs 17 from the Voice translation, which will give us a fresh perspective on this book of timeless wisdom. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. If you are a regular listener or reader of the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal, you may realize that we are publishing these episodes a couple days late this week. This is due to an unfortunate and serious accident that I had this past weekend. I am chronicling this accident and my subsequent recovery on my Tuesday and Thursday's Wisdom-Nuggets episodes for a few weeks. I published the first segment on wisdom-trek.com/day 645. If you'd like to follow along with my saga of life lessons learned the hard way. I do think that you'll enjoy these stories, as we all realize that even at the age of 60, there are still some hard lessons about life to be learned. Our granddaughter Hazel will return to Columbus Children's Hospital for more blood work on Friday. If the counts are high enough, she will begin her next regimen of chemo treatments. If they are not, they will test her bone marrow again to make sure that it is continuing to produce the good cells needed for full recovery. Life is one of balance, and Proverbs chapter 17 describes it as harmony and restraint. These proverbs are so good. Check out the first verse of this chapter about household harmony. Better to gnaw on a bit of dry crust in peace than to feast in a house full of stress. Solomon does get it. Whether you are a father, son, brother, friend, old or young, harmony is always more favorable than strife. How do we foster harmony? Because harmony comes from exercising restraint, these proverbs really emphasize self-control. Look at the design of this chapter. The first 14 proverbs end in a compelling image about self-control. As in verse 14, picking a fight is like leaking water from a crack in a dam, so walk away from an argument before the outburst. While the other 14 proverbs end with even more wisdom on self-control over our words. The self-control at the end is how we use our words. Words can get us into a lot of trouble, and Solomon reminds us that less is often more. Much of the wisdom in this chapter is directed at the fool, particularly the foolish son. It would seem from chapter 17 that the household is a natural place where fools learn and grow. But let's instead make our household laboratories of wisdom. As I read chapter 17, think about your own home and how you can make it a place that embodies self-control. So listen intently as I read Proverbs chapter 17. Better to gnaw on a bit of dry crust in peace than to feast in a house full of stress. A wise servant will be put in charge of a child who behaves badly and will take a share of the inheritance like one of the family. Silver is purified in a crucible, gold in a furnace. The motives of the heart are judged by the eternal. Wrongdoers perk up when they're listening to gossip, and liars lean in close to hear talk of mischief. Anyone who makes fun of the poor disparages his maker, and those who celebrate another's misfortune will not escape certain punishment. Grandchildren are the crowning glory and ultimate delight of old age, and parents are the pride of their children. Elegant speech sounds odd when it comes from a fool, and a lie on the lips of a leader is even more out of place. A bribe is like an enchanting charm to one who counts on it. Everywhere he looks, he sees the illusion of success. Those who forgive faults foster love, but those who repeatedly recall them ruin relationships. A single correction makes a more lasting impression on one who is wise than 100 lashes do on a fool. Evil people are determined to rebel, and so a merciless messenger will chase them down. Better to face a mother bear stripped of her clubs than to encounter a fool caught in his foolishness. Those who repay good with evil bring unrelenting trouble on their families. Picking a fight is like leaking water from a crack in a dam, so walk away from an argument before the outburst. Both of these deeply offend the eternal, one who acquits the guilty and one who condemns the innocent. Even if a fool had the means to obtain wisdom, they would not be able to benefit from it. A true friend loves regardless of a situation, and a real brother exists to share the tough times. Only a fool shakes hands on a deal and guarantees repayment for someone else's loan. A person who loves sin loves a fight, and one who builds a grand entrance dares others to tear it down. Crooked-hearted people never recognize anything good, and those who distort the truth court disaster. Having a fool for a child is misery. There is no joy in parenting a fool. A joy-filled heart is a curative balm, but the broken spirit hurts all the way to the bone. A wicked person accepts a bribe under the table to derail the course of justice. Those who understand look to wisdom for guidance, but fools fasten their eyes on some distant horizon. Foolish children irritate their fathers and embitters their mothers. Also know this, it is wrong to penalize those who do what is right, or to lash the noble because of their integrity. Those with knowledge know when to be quiet, and those with understanding know how to remain calm. Even a fool who keeps quiet is considered wise, for when he keeps his mouth shut, he appears clever. And that will conclude our exploration of Proverbs chapter 17. The question for today is, do you maintain harmony and restraint by not using unwise or inappropriate words in your relationships? If so, you'll discover more peace and joy each day of life. And each week we will explore a full chapter in Proverbs, so I hope you'll join us next week for chapter 18, so that you can gain wisdom, insight, and understanding for yourself. The entire book of Proverbs provides us with rich wisdom, insight, and understanding on a myriad of life issues. And regardless of where you are in your faith walk, if the precepts of Proverbs are followed, your life will be more rich and satisfying. I encourage you to take them and plant them as seeds of wisdom into your heart, so that you'll reap a harvest of wisdom throughout your life. Tomorrow we will continue Life Lessons Learned the Hard Way on our Wisdom Unplugged series about my recent accident and ongoing recovery. So encourage your friends and family to join us and to come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our trek for today. If you'd like to listen to any of the past daily treks or read their associated journal, they are available at wisdom-trek.com. You can also subscribe at iTunes or Google Play so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.